Let's assume that we are starting with a cold aircraft for the first flight of the day. When we enter the cockpit, one of the first items that we check is the battery voltages.
To do this, you look at the battery voltage displayed on the electrical panel. The battery voltage selector allows each battery voltage to be checked. Let's assume that they are below the minimum required, which is 25.5 volts. So, you will have to recharge the batteries from external power.
To charge the batteries, you have to switch them on. Switch BAT1 on. The off light has illuminated on BAT2 and APU BAT push-button switches because now BAT1 provides electrical power to these lights. Switch BAT2 on. OK, batteries 1 and 2 are in auto position. Note, the aircraft is considered as powered only if battery 1 and battery 2 are switched on. Switch APU battery on. The green Avail light is not illuminated. This is because the aircraft is not connected to the ground power. The ground personnel will connect it for you. The ground cart is now connected. The green Avail light has appeared, which means external power is plugged in. Its voltage and frequency are normal, and it is ready for use. Switch the external power on. When the blue on light is illuminated, the ground cart is supplying the aircraft. The ECAM electrical pages have been called for you. Only one ECAM electrical page can be displayed at a time on the lower ECAM, but for training purposes, we will show both at the same time. We can confirm that external power A is supplying normal voltage and frequency because the parameters shown on ECAM are green. By following the green lines on the ECAM pages, you can see that the external power is supplying all the electrical system. If external power B was also connected, it would supply the left side of the network and external power A the right side. Notice that as the engines are not running, the indications of the associated generators and engine numbers are in amber, and fault is illuminated in amber on the generator push-button switch. You can see the green arrows which indicate that the DC BAT bus is charging batteries 1 and 2. Notice also that the DC APU bus is charging the APU battery. Both batteries are now charged by the DC BAT bus. During this time, you can continue with your cockpit preparation. The average charging cycle is approximately 20 minutes. As you can see, all batteries have now disconnected from the DC bus. There are no green lines connecting the batteries to their corresponding DC bus. The battery voltages are normally checked using the battery selector with the batteries switched off. Switch battery selector to 1. OK, the display will now show the voltage of battery 1. From now on, we will set the battery selector for you. Carry on. Switch battery 1 off. You can check on the panel that the voltage of battery 1 is normal. Notice the white off indication on the ECAM page and the off light illuminated in the battery 1 push-button switch. Switch battery 2 off. You can check on the panel that the voltage of battery 2 is normal. Switch APU bat off.
You can check on the panel that the voltage of APU battery is normal. As you can see, the three batteries now have voltages above 25.5 volts. The battery charging cycle is completed.
We need to switch the batteries back on. We will do this for you. The three batteries are now available. After the battery check, the standard operating procedure recommends that the battery selector should remain in the APU position to avoid the discharge of bat 1 or 2. It is now time to start the APU and disconnect external power. We will start the APU for you. You can see on the AC ECAM page that the APU generator parameters are now displayed. Notice that the APU generator has automatically taken over supplying the left part of the electrical network. This is because APU generator has priority over external power A for this side and over external power B if connected. When deselecting external power A, the APU generator takes over. Switch the external power off. A green line has appeared connecting the APU generator to the right side of the network. We can see that the external power is still available. However, we no longer need it, so it can be unplugged by the ground personnel. The avail light goes off, and the external power indications on the ECAM have disappeared. The external power source is disconnected. Let's look for a moment at the outside of the aircraft to see the only item associated with the electrical system on the walk-around. You should check that the ground electrical power door is closed, if not required. You have finished normal operation A. We will continue with normal operation B.